And let's just go through it. I actually ended up spending not a small amount of money. It is Sunday, March 28th. It is Sunday, March 28th, 2021, and on this week's edition of Sunday Sofatime, we're talking about how much money I just spent on my cruise. Here we are again, in front of the red sofa. Am I wearing workout clothes? Yes. Am I planning on doing any kind of working out today? No. But I'm very happy to sit down here and chat with you and spend part of my day with you. And today I want to do a video that is usually very popular when I get back from any kind of traveling, and that is talk about how much money I spent. If you happen to be watching this video and don't know, I just got back from my first cruise of 2021. I cruised again with the German cruise line TUI MeinSchiff around the Canary Islands, which are Spanish islands off the coast of Africa. There's already daily vlogs online, so make sure you check out my library to see those. I am in the process of planning my next cruise, my next trip, and I'm gonna be discussing it with my Patreon supporters just as soon as I finish this video, but that video will probably go online before this video. Anyways, let's talk about money. Due to the way that I was able to book this cruise, I can't tell you exactly how much I paid for the cruise itself. I have sworn an oath. However, I can tell you what I spent when I was actually on board the cruise. As far as the actual price of the cruise itself, I would say it was for a 7-night cruise on an all-inclusive ship, including the flight. Very affordable. Even the full price would have been very affordable. The full price was, I think, 1,500 euros, so around, let's say, $1,700 for a solo traveler, all-inclusive, including flights. Not bad at all. Like I said, I paid a little bit less, but I can't tell you how much less. There are so many restaurants included on the TUI MeinSchiff line, and all drinks are included, including some really, high-level spirits. I can't think of a single example at the moment. A lot of times on at all-inclusive resorts or on all-inclusive ships, you know, when you order a vodka cranberry, the vodka that they're using is some, no-name product that you have to be careful for. And on MeinSchiff, when you just order a normal vodka cranberry, they're using Sky vodka. So I just think that's cool. And because, like I said, all drinks are included and most of the food, almost all the restaurants were included, I did not spend any money on food or alcohol on the ship. So all the expenses that we're about to discuss have to do with other things. And I have my invoice here. Oh, let me do like a little ASMR for you opening it up, so listen. How was that? Did anybody get the tingles? And let's just go through it. I actually ended up spending not a small amount of money, but there is nothing that I wouldn't spend the money on again. You know what I mean? So let's go through it. There are actually 5 charges on the first day, but these aren't all things that happened on the first day. Some of them are excursions that happened later in the cruise. So the first one here says Landesausflüge extern. That means, excursion, and it says externally. The wording of it is a little bit confusing because at the moment you can only leave the ship if you book an official excursion with the cruise line, but some of the official excursions are still run by outside companies, and this is one of them. And this was Tal der Tausend Palmen und Cuevo de los Verdes. Oh, okay. This was where they drove us to the top of the volcano on Lanzarote. And then we walked all the way back down to the valley. It was so amazing. Not the kind of excursion I usually look for, but I'm so glad I did it, and I can't wait to show you the video, which is coming very soon. In fact, I think it might be the next daily vlog. Then something that I wasn't expecting, because apparently this was the trip where I just don't read things carefully enough. In this instance, it was a positive surprise that after we walked all the way down this mountain or volcano through the valley, which, I can only say it again, it was breathtaking. We also went to visit a cave, and it wasn't like I want to say normal kind of cave. I'm not cave shaming here. All caves are okay. But the caves that I visited in the United States are caves that have been carved out by water. And this was a volcanic cave, meaning that it was hardened lava and rock, basically. So that was just, it was really interesting to be in that sort of a landscape because I've never seen it before. And it was all part of this excursion. And this excursion cost 62 euros. So let's say around 70 US dollars. And we were gone for most of the day, I want to say. I think the meeting point was around 8:30 in the morning, and I think we got back to the ship after lunch. So it was a nice excursion and something that I think was worth the money. And like I said, I would definitely do it again. The next charge on here was charged on the same day. This was the excursion that I did the next port. And this is where we got to visit Loro Park. So Loro Park is like the SeaWorld of the Spanish islands. It's an amazingly themed, amazingly well-maintained zoo, basically, with some really amazing animal exhibits. They actually do have a very small roller coaster. I didn't know that in advance, but it was closed anyway. So one of the things that was so cool about this experience is it was an entire like animal theme park open to only the people who booked this excursion from the ship. So it was basically like having a private day in an entire animal park. And I really, really enjoyed that atmosphere. There were times when I was like standing in front of the tiger landscape, and there was nobody else there. It was just me and this tiger that hid as soon as I took out the camera. But my cat hides from me all the time too, so maybe he or she was trying to play. Also, they had like a sea lion behavior performance show. They had a dolphin behavior performance show. They also had an orca performance behavior show. I saw all of them. I recorded all of those shows in their entirety. And if I can, I will be posting them also as entire shows on my channel. I think the problem I might have is that there's a lot of pop music in them, and I'd still like to post them even if I can't put ads on them. I'm just worried that they're gonna get like strikes, you know what I mean? So we'll see how that goes. That excursion, which included, of course, the transfer to the park entrance, and they had like all you can drink canned water. I want to say bottled water, but it was canned water. They're very big on like conservation and recycling at the park. So they had these stations all over the place where you can get cans of water, and they had information about how somehow recycling aluminum is better than recycling plastic. I think they also talk about how so much plastic ends up in the ocean, and of course that's not a good thing. And this excursion cost 75 euros. Actually, this is the largest single charge I had on this cruise. And like I said, I still think it was worth it. I mean, what is the entrance to, SeaWorld or Animal Kingdom at the moment? And I know, SeaWorld and Animal Kingdom also offer some world-class rides. And this place had just one small roller coaster that wasn't open. But still, I feel like to have to have basically a private day in a park like this, 75 euros, including all the water you can drink, basically is not a bad price at all. That's around like 81, 82 US dollars. Okay, the next charge on the list here is something that I'm a little bit confused now that I go through this all. And I'm gonna tell you about it right after this small commercial break. Did you get one? What was it about? Write it in the comments below. Okay, the next charge is for the internet on board, and there's a couple things about this that just make me think and will also make me do this a little bit differently on my next cruise. I bought the internet tariff L for like large, which included 3 gigs of internet, and that cost 43 euros, which I don't know. I don't know how to like judge. I can't remember cruising on other cruise lines at the moment, and especially remembering numbers is really bad for me. What do you all think? Is 43 euros, so around like 45, 46 US dollars for 3 gigs of internet, is that a good price or a bad price? What do you think? I ended up using it up really quickly, plus I used up all my, like the internet that I get with my phone. I also used up all that. So this is what's confusing me is I know that I bought another small package while I was on board, but it's not showing up here on this invoice. So I wonder if they didn't book me for that, or if it got added after the cruise. I don't know, because I did book it on the very last day before we disembarked. I don't know. The next charge is also listed as a charge on the first day, and it is something I did on the first day, and something I was so happy about is, for the first time in like, what was it? November, December, January, February, March, 5 months, I finally got my hair cut. So this was like a consultation, a hair wash, a very, very nice head massage.
Head massage.
And then the haircut and the tip, or gratuity, let's say. So altogether, the haircut was 43 euros and I gave a €5 tip. So let's say I paid around $53 for this haircut, which I think for cruise ship prices, it's okay. The barber that I go to, the cool, trendy barber that I go to here in my neighborhood, also charges, I think, 47 euros for the same service. And if any of you out there are thinking, geez, Morgan, you're kind of cheap, €5 for a 43 euro haircut, that's not really a lot. That's actually a pretty substantial tip for German standards. I think a lot of people probably just give a €2 tip. They just round it up to 45. So the fact that I gave €5 is actually kind of generous. I just was so happy to finally get that mop off my head that I was, yeah. Okay, the next charge is for another excursion that I did, the one that, yeah, probably gonna be talking about the most, and that was the bicycle excursion that I was warned about in advance. I was kind of offended by the way the guy at the excursion counter tried to talk me out of it. And yeah, it turned out to be really good advice. It was it was way more intense than I could have ever imagined. It's one thing I've learned now about this cruise line, about MeinSchiff, is that the active stuff that they offer that you have to pay extra for is really, it's really for active people. You know, when you book, any kind of bicycle excursion or like, swimming excursion or anything on any other cruise line, I think you're basically expecting it to be tailored to just the average basic cruiser. This bicycle tour was definitely not for that. And yeah, the guy at the counter tried to explain it to me, but he definitely should have worded it differently. If you've been watching all the videos, you know how that happened, but I will also be talking about it in that daily vlog. So this included the bike, helmet, backpack. I got a water bottle that I got to keep. Where is it? I thought it was here. Here it is. So I got this water bottle, which I got to keep. We also got 2 like power bars, and that cost 59 euros. So let's say, like $63. I don't know. I think it's worth it, but I'm just wondering, for bicycle excursions, I know that the bicycle excursion that I did with MSC in Genoa a couple months ago, that cost less than this, and that was with an e-bike. So I think this price, if I compare it to MSC, which is the most like direct comparison that I have right now, this is a little bit more expensive, but I still don't think that it's too expensive, right? So speaking of being sporty and athletic and active, the next charge on here is for the Pilates class that I did. I did a Pilates workshop. So, most ships, like I was saying, they offer also free fitness classes. There's usually like a free morning stretch, a free burn that stomach, burn that butt class, whatever they're called. And then there are also other classes that you can pay for, and Pilates was one of them on board. It was a 90-minute class, which is, that's long for a Pilates class. It cost 15 euros, and I gave a €2 tip. So altogether, 17 euros, around, like 18.50, 19 US dollars. I don't think that's too expensive. Like if you were gonna go to a dance studio in New York or whatever, and take just a single 1 hour or 90-minute dance class, it would cost you at least $15. Pilates isn't a dance class, but that's like the closest comparison I have. So I think that price is fair. I don't know if I would necessarily pay for that again, but not because it was bad, just because, I don't know. Is it because I'm lazy? Maybe. So the final charge on this invoice is something that might surprise some of you, although if you've been following me on Facebook and Instagram, you know about this already. And that is, I actually went to the spa and got a massage.
Hand massage.
Shocker, I know. It's something I said I would never do again after the horrible experience I had on the Disney Dream.
However,
Lucky for me and lucky for anybody who cruises with this cruise line, the spa on this line is not run by the same company that does Carnival and Disney. The business model is not to try to get the customers who've already paid for a massage to spend even more money when they're there. It's just to give people a great treatment, and nobody tried to sell me anything. There was not even like a subtle suggestion of any kind of product. In fact, if I had wanted to buy anything, I wouldn't even known how to do it. There was nothing about sales was a part of this experience at all, which is, of course, fantastic. Not only that, but the price is very reasonable. I mean, it was a 50-minute, so like basically an hour massage, and I paid 65 euros, plus I also gave a 5 euro tip. So let's say 70 euros, so around like 75, 76 US dollars. A little bit more expensive than what I pay to the place I go here on land, but really just a little bit when you consider that I think for my massage on the Disney Dream, I paid $120 and then left feeling awful and guilty for not buying a product. Lame. This was definitely worth it, and I probably will book a massage on my next cruise as well, just because it was a great massage, the price is okay, and I was not pressured into buying anything, which is always, just a major deal breaker for me. So I don't know if some of you are like savants out there and have added that all up in your head as we go through this, but for those of you who aren't like me, the total cost then is 374 euros, which let's say is like around $400. So $400 for internet, 3 excursions, a fitness class, and a massage. It's okay, right? I have definitely spent way more on cruises, especially on cruises where the drinks aren't included. That's usually, I think the alcoholic drinks are usually for most people the single thing that they spend the most on cruises. Like I said, I'm not allowed to talk about the actual price I paid for the cruise, but even if I had paid full price for the cruise, I would have gotten flights, the transfer bus, the cruise, drink package, internet package, a massage, excursions in every port, a fitness class, and a haircut for less than 2,000 euros. So way less than $2,000. So I think actually it's a really good value. And like I said, I'm currently looking at what options I have to cruise again very soon. One complication is Germany is going to be going back into a very strict lockdown. What the stipulations are going to be, or the regulations for traveling at all, we're not really sure yet. So I might actually try to just leave and go to Spain as soon as I can, because from Spain it will be, if the cruise ships are still cruising, it will be easier to probably get on the cruise. But anyways, like I said, I'm going to be talking about that with my Patreons, and I guess now comes the time in Sunday Sofa Time where I comment on your comments live on air. Last week's Sunday Sofa Time was a really enjoyable live stream Q&A where I just basically answered anybody's questions about the cruise. We stayed online for 55 minutes. It started out kind of rocky again because the original stream I had planned didn't work. I don't know what is going on. It's very frustrating, but I had such a good time, and I want to do a live stream again very soon, but I don't want to do only live Sunday Sofa Time, so that's why we're doing it this way again. Anyways, I tried something new, and that for every super chat or super sticker with a song request, I did a little singing of the song. It's an idea I got from Tony over at La Lido Loca. And the first comment here is from Ari G. Ari writes, "Please never do Ethel Merman again. I think you damaged my soul. The rest of the show was great, except for Babs. That was also not okay. We both know this. You're not allowed to be upset." Hashtag Morgan Never Merman. Hashtag no free key changes. Hashtag you asked. It's true. I did ask. Ari G is obviously somebody who knows their way around musical theater, so thank you very much. I enjoyed our conversation. Also, comments on this comment on YouTube. Susan Heard also has a comment that was very popular. Somebody many people wrote about this. People smoking on their balconies would be a definite turnoff for me. That was something that surprised me because, like I said, I'm pretty sure that on my first 2 MeinSchiff cruises last year that they were very strict about people not smoking on their balconies, but for some reason now, all of a sudden, there are ashtrays on the balconies on the ship. I think it's because people who really wanted to smoke were probably smoking on their balconies anyway, and they thought that it was a little bit safer to then at least provide ashtrays if they can't prevent it. Also, it's a way to keep people in their cabins and away from the, congregating in the few smoking areas in the public areas. And I think they just realistically realized that it's probably better for the business to offer more smoking areas because apparently a lot of Germans are still smoking. And I would assume that especially after all these lockdowns we've been going through, that people are just like at their wits' end, and people who maybe had quit smoking have started smoking again to just start to like help cope. I don't know. I can totally imagine that being part of the factor. Final comment is from Rob R. Martin. Hi, Rob. Rob writes, sorry I missed the live chat. I hope you had a great cruise. I did. Very busy here. Classes start tomorrow online for theology. I'll send you a private message. Got some great news. Be healthy. Thanks, Rob. It's always nice to hear from you. And yeah, cool that you're doing something with this time, taking some online classes. I think that's a very good way to pass the time if you're in lockdown maybe. I'm spending a lot of time sitting down, editing videos, and it's led to me actually having some back and neck problems from just like sitting like this the whole day. So I'm trying to remind myself to take breaks, stand up, move around, and then sit down again for 2 hours. But hey, at least I'm wearing workout clothes, so it's almost like I'm doing sports. Thanks for spending this part of your day with me, and I look forward to seeing you again here soon. Bye-bye.